My husband and I recently went through an experience that I want to testify of God's goodness. On Mother's Day weekend this year, Tom had a heart attack. And this was something that was completely new to both of us. We do physicals every year. There had never been mention of heart disease, no history. On Tuesday morning of that week, we found ourselves in St. Mary's Hospital, and words became part of our vocabulary that were new. Heart cath, bypass, 5 bypasses were needed, and an ambulance to another hospital, and it needed to be done rather quickly. You start reacting to things that you just have to. You just deal with it. And you know that God is there. You know there's people there to help you. He answered our prayers before we even knew what to ask during that time. The morning of the surgery, it was COVID. It was during COVID, so our kids couldn't be with us. So I was in the hospital alone. The surgery was going to be 7 hours. And so, they took Tom up, and then you go to the waiting room and you wait for the nurse to come and give you reports. And they were very good. They were very nice. They came out and told me when surgery was beginning, and then they came and at 11:30 that morning, she came and said, okay, he's doing well, but your husband is now on bypass, which means that there's a machine that's pumping his blood rather than his heart pumping. And so she left, and it was like, all right, Tom's doing good, and the report was good so far, and so you just continue waiting. Well, your mind can go wild, you know that, and the enemy loves to do that. The enemy loves to create doubt. And I was sitting there, and it's like thinking what was going on in the operating room, and I just felt myself getting so shaky. And it's like, I need some prayer. I need help. And so I texted my family and dear friends, and I said, I need you to pray for me. These are people I loved, people that know me, and it's like, I need you to pray now. And they responded in such a beautiful way. They called and prayed. My son sent a text, and he said, Mom, you're not supposed to be thinking about what's going on in the operating room. God's got that. He said, here's a worship song. Listen to that and think about this. So I did. And during that song, it's like, I know that God had me. I know that God had Tom. I just didn't know what the outcome of that day was going to be. I didn't know what the outcome of the surgery was going to be. But I knew that God hadn't changed. I knew that he was holding both of us. So the only thing that I could do right then was go worship. For all the answers to the prayers that he had already given us, the people that he had put in place, and the fact that he is my healer, he is my protector, he's Tom's healer and protector. So I found a corner in the waiting room, and I had my iPad, and I put on worship music, and I worshiped God. My situation has changed from what it had been before the heart attack, when we were in a time that was unknown, uncharted waters for us. And yet God is so good. God is there. God doesn't change. Even if our situation would have changed different than what it is, which is a blessing, I know God would be there for me. So just know that God is good all the time, no matter what.